The return of the pyramids rice revolution excites President Buhari. National Assembly resumes Electoral Act Amendment Bill, top on the other paper as INEC awaits new law to release 2023 elections timetable. Plus, APC fixes February 26th for National Convention. Good evening and thank you for joining us on NTA Network News tonight. I am Ian John in Abuja. Adeola Komi Akere joins us from Lagos. Welcome. The FCT Mega Rice Pyramid, considered as the largest in Africa, has been unveiled by President Muhammadu Buhari. It is the product of his administration's Rice Revolution, a drive powered by the Anchor Borrowers Program of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The president described the pyramids as a clear indication that the homegrown policies targeted at securing food for all Nigerians is achieved. The desired objectives, Adamu Sambo has the details.
The mega pyramids, 13 in number, were built with 1 million bags of paddy rice planted and harvested from states across Nigeria under the Anchor Borrowers Program of the Central Bank of Nigeria. They are a fraction of those submitted by rice farmers as repayment of loans collected under the program, symbolizing their commitment to its sustainability. From here, these bags of paddy rice will be moving to rice millers, and the government will track the release of their output to the markets as it strives to not only manage inflation but also grow the rice value chain.
These accomplishments also show that with the right leadership and vision, we can meet any and every challenge in our country. And this must become a preeminent preoccupation going forward.
Mr. President, there is no adjective that is strong enough to thank you for what you have done to this country. And Nigerians will continue to appreciate your presence as the president of this country to the end of time.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, the significance of the event can be better understood by looking at the various economic strides achieved by his administration through agriculture. He said the Anchor Borrowers Program in particular has supported over 4.8 million smallholder farmers for the production of 23 agricultural commodities, including rice, whose production has increased to over 9 million metric tons per annum.
Our gathering here today is no doubt a testament to the fact that the Anchor Borrowers Program is working. Our country is making steady and assured progress towards self-sufficiency in food production. As a critical policy of the government, the Anchor Borrowers Program is expected to catalyze the agricultural productive base of the nation, which is a major part of our economic plan to uplift the economy, create jobs, and conserve foreign exchange.
The president appreciated the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the leadership of the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria for the giant strides achieved in the Rice Revolution program, hoping that the FCT Mega Rice Pyramids will just be the first of many to be unveiled this year across Nigeria.
And it is my desired hope and expectation that other agricultural commodity associations that are yet to participate under the Anchor Borrowers Program will emulate the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria in supporting our administration's drive for food self-sufficiency.
Chairman, Nigeria Governors Forum, and some of his colleagues took turns to appreciate President Muhammadu Buhari for his genuine commitment towards achieving food sufficiency and security in the country.
And it was clear to us that agriculture was going to be the centerpiece of the Buhari revolution.
What is not seen here is those millions of households that today are richer and more prosperous courtesy of your rice revolution.
If you didn't do what you did, starting from 2015, it would have been a very difficult situation for our people because hunger breeds anger.
Awards were later presented by President Muhammadu Buhari to the governors and others for their significant contributions to the Rice Revolution program in Nigeria. In Abuja, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian rice revolution has attracted huge investment along its value chains, lifting millions of farmers out of poverty. Key players in the rice industry say the unveiling of the rice pyramids by President Buhari shows that the country has met her target of rice self-sufficiency. Musa Aliyu has details.
It was a journey that started 7 years ago with President Muhammadu Buhari sowing some grains in Kebbi State. Statistics provided by the Central Bank of Nigeria showed that as at December 2021, 4,400,000 farmers were financially supported. Integrated rice milling industries increased from functional 6 in 2015 to about 200 in 2021. This has reduced the importation of processed rice from other countries, such as Thailand, to nearly zero.
By 2016, rice imports from Thailand have fallen to just only 58,000 metric tons. As at the end of 2021, they only exported 2,160 metric tons of rice to Nigeria, thereby saving Nigeria foreign exchange and helping to preserve jobs for our people.
With Thailand recording zero importation of rice into Nigeria, the country has pledged to key into the Nigeria's Rice Revolution project. This, the representative said, will include the establishment of milling industries in the country.
Thailand is cooperating seriously with the Nigerian government and any other business stakeholder of agribusiness in Nigeria, so to give them the Thai technology, the know-how of rice production.
We've been having several meetings with the National President of Rice Farmer Association on the area of technology transfer from Thailand to see how we can bring improved seed that is not in the Thailand market.
The efforts of smallholder farmers, who are the major producers of food consumed in the country, were recognized by key players, including some state governors.
That is why we, as Nigerians, have taken to heart our father, President Muhammadu Buhari's charge, that we should grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
Feeding Africa and feeding Nigeria is a key to success. Banning importation of food, we as lawmakers, we are ready to support any small farmers holders.
As the 2022 dry season commences, the Central Bank and Farmers Association agreed to scale up production as directed by the President. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
Now, joining me in the studio to discuss issues arising from the Rice Revolution Initiative is the Chairman, Pyramid Organizing Committee, Director of Operations, Rifan Shehu Muhazu. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Good evening.
All right, now the essence, amongst other reasons, is to achieve self-sufficiency in rice production. What impact would you say the Anchor Borrowers scheme has made on rice production in Nigeria?
Well, the greatest impact it has done is the transformation of the Nigerian subsistence rice farmer to a commercial farmer. This is achieved through the Anchor Borrowers program idea of giving inputs, quality fertilizers at subsidized rate as lot to the farmers. Equally, strong business bonds were created within the rice value chain by the people that have designed the program. This has really impacted positively on the Nigerian rice farmer and the rice sector of Nigeria, that which leads to Nigeria becoming the #1 rice producer in Africa.
Wow, impressive. Now, Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria is collaborating with the CBN in this initiative. Now, what does it take for smallholder farmers to access funds from this?
All it takes is for the farmer to register himself as a member of the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria at his village level. Okay. Once he gets registered, we took his to KYC, we take the area coordinates of his farms, he is good to go.
Wow, interesting. Good that you're actually starting from those in rural areas. Yeah. Now, with this feat achieved, how would you rate Nigeria and prospective investments in rice production?
You see, the declaration by Mr. President that we should produce what we eat and we eat what we produce, has opened up a very big market and avenue for investment. The smallholder farmers have queued in. What we are calling now is for the large corporations, business moguls, to come in and establish large-scale mechanized farms and even foreign direct investment. The pyramids unveil has shown that the environment and the environment, the Nigerian environment is very, very good and conducive for rice production. And indeed, a population of over 200 million is a very huge market.
And the fact that rice is a staple, amongst Nigerians. Now, just on a final note before I let you go, what processes are on ground to ensure reduction in the price of rice, and what is the target for next season? Or is this just going to stop, with this year? We are just beginning. The president has said it, that we should continue. You see, Nigeria is a global player as far as rice is concerned today. As the largest producer of rice in Africa, it means we are not independent of what is happening across the globe. Prices are high. The last release by the Food and Agricultural Organization of price index across the world shows about 30% increase in the index. But in Nigeria today, this rice we have harvested, we are going to say we have designed a program between CBN refund and the millers. It is going to the millers at a discounted rate. They will mill and pass it into the market at a discounted rate so that the prices in the market will go low for the benefit of the common Nigerian man. Can you tell us how low it will get?
Ma?
Can you tell us how low the price of rice would get to?
I will not be specific.
All right, of course. So every Nigerian is looking forward to being able to achieve, being able to actually afford rice at a very, very minimal
it will happen, God willing.
Thank you so much for your time, Shehu Muazu, the Chairman, Pyramid Organizing Committee and Director Operations, Refan. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, Senate President Ahmad Lawan is assuring Nigerians that the Buhari presidency is yet to take any definite stand on the nation's fuel subsidy regime, and therefore the planned protest by the organized labor over rumors on hike in the pump price of petrol is uncalled for. Addressing journalists after an audience with the president, Senator Lawan stated unequivocally that the Nigerian leader would not transfer the burden on the cost of subsidy to the citizens. State House correspondent to the Musambo has the details.
President Muhammadu Buhari's engagement with Senate President Ahmed Lawan, the first in the new year, was informed by the recent agitations for protest over the widely held belief that subsidy on petroleum products will be removed by the federal government. In fact, the NLC has already concluded plans to hold a national protest on the 1st of February this year. But speaking to journalists after meeting President Muhammadu Buhari behind closed doors, Senate President Ahmed Lawan urged the Labour leaders to sheath their swords.
I'm happy to inform Nigerians that Mr. President never told anyone that the petroleum subsidy should be removed. I want to commend Mr. President for still keeping this philosophy of ensuring that the most ordinary Nigerian does not suffer in any way. It's not true that 100 million liters is consumed in Nigeria every day. It's not true. It's not. No. We have to find a solution to this. It may not be exactly the way we want it in the implementation of the subsidy, but that is our challenge as an administration, as a government. So we need to come together to find a solution to this. There must be an irreducible minimum level of partisanship. There is a level at which you should not come down to because of politics. No, citizens first. We shouldn't toy with lives of our people. I am very happy, very relieved with this meeting with Mr. President.
And all things being equal, Senator Ahmed Lawan said both chambers of the National Assembly will pass the Electoral Act Amendment Bill on Wednesday and forward it to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent as soon as possible.
And we are happy that at the end of the day, we have been able to narrow down our differences and arrive at a very patriotic resolution that our country must have a new electoral law that will guide the 2023 general elections in the country, and we came to the conclusion in both chambers, across party lines, in a very patriotic way, to say time is of essence in this respect. We should just look at the possibility of opening up the mode of primaries so that you can have direct, you can have indirect, and even consensus. And it's up to political parties to decide which option is okay for them.
President Muhammadu Buhari also granted audience to the governor of Niger State, Abubakar Sani Bello, on the security situation in the power state. The president had recently ordered a major military operation in Niger State, which has faced continued attacks on its communities by bandits and remnants of Boko Haram terrorists fleeing theaters of war in the northwest and northeastern parts of the country.
In January alone this year, we have suffered no less than 50 reported attacks with loss of lives. Within the same period, not less than 300 communities have been invaded by bandits. Number of people kidnapped, 200, including 3 Chinese nationals. We also unfortunately lost some security personnel, numbering 25. But I am very optimistic with the kind of zeal I have seen from our security agencies, all services. I am very optimistic that the situation will be addressed, and hopefully we should get a very peaceful state within the shortest possible time.
The governor, however, made a strong case for Kaduna and Kebbi states in particular to collaborate more effectively with Niger State towards finding lasting solutions to the security concerns. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
In other news, President Muhammadu Buhari has described as worrisome escalation in the drone strikes in the United Arab Emirates that caused explosions and a deadly fire outside the capital, Abu Dhabi. Reacting in a statement to the Monday incident, President Buhari said such attacks targeting innocent people and civilian infrastructure leading to the loss of lives were condemnable by all reasonable opinions around the globe and should be stopped. On behalf of the government and people of Nigeria, the president expresses deepest sympathies and condolences to the people and the friendly state of the UAE as he urges for continuous dialogue. Also, the presidency says many political elites in Nigeria are in a hurry for President Buhari's second term in office to end, for them to continue their looting of public funds. In a statement by presidential media aide, Garba Shehu notes that even though the president will stand down after the election of a successor next year, whether that successor lives up to the exacting standards and example Buhari has set or not, the president's legacy is strong enough not to be dismantled. The successful repatriation of stolen funds from decades of export abroad and its use to fund social unemployment and welfare programs for the poorest. Reforms that have taken the sting out of the centuries-long ethnic and tribal disputes, such as the farmer-herder clashes, long used to stoke ethnic and regional tensions by venal politicians for political advantage, and the protection of millions of people through an effective vaccine rollout program. These are just a tiny handful of the achievements of the president, the statement added. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari will depart Abuja Wednesday for Banjul, Republic of the Gambia, to attend the inauguration of the Gambian President Adama Barrow following his re-election for a second term. On the invitation of his host, President Buhari will be special guest of honor at the ceremonies to be attended by other African leaders at the Independence Stadium, Baku. President Buhari, along with other ECOWAS leaders, played a leading role in the restoration of democratic rule in the Gambia in 2017 after the former president, Yahya Jammeh, refused to surrender power after losing the election. The president will be accompanied by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jeffrey Oyama, National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Mogunu, retired, Director General, National Intelligence Agency, Ambassador Ahmed Rufai, and other top government officials. Vice President We shall take a break now. The news continues shortly.
This isn't a fight, alright? It's more like a battle. So you gotta come through from the jump. Show them you have too much heart to get bypassed. Because you and I both know, nobody's playing in these streets. See, if you hold back, you lose. If you get cold feet, you freeze. That leaves only one way to go, really. And that's hard. So show up, show out, show yourself, battle for your dream. Only the best will make it at the Global Battle of the Year Nigeria. Don't miss the search for Nigeria's most creative dance talents.
At the heart of your waking up and going out is your desire to succeed. This keeps you awake, running through your mind, even when bathing. At Bedmate, we understand and remain your partners in providing you durable furniture that helps you work better and introduces you as a person of good taste. That's why from 13 January to 20 February 2022, you can own items in a Sophia Office series at incredible discounts of 20% off with amazing gifts too. Hurry now to our showrooms to enjoy this limited offer like many others needing high-performance work tools to success.
Soar for gold, Eagles. Go for it.
Stanbic IBTC, official insurance partner of the Super Eagles.
For you to tanda for this world, you got know what's up. Sabi waiting day ground, then start to do your run. Get ginger to study every. Because when you fit see the different side of the world, anything they possible. BBC News for Pidgin, make your life better.
This is beautiful.
Quality is vital. Quality is Vitafoam.
Hello, honey.
Hey, baby.
Wow. Those guys are good in bed.
What? Yes, we're good in bed. Hurry now to any Vitafoam accredited dealer nationwide or visit us online on www.vitafoamng.com to place your order today. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
I know that in the last decade, this country has been at different wars trying to keep the peace and promote the sovereignty and the integrity of the country. The troops are doing their best. The president has given them all the necessary tools. It is left for us as young people and as Nigerians to give them all the support we can. We say kudos to all our gallant military men. Please, whenever you see a police officer in or out of uniform, if you know them, clap for them whenever they need be. Give them seats in buses and trains and airplanes. Have the airline managers reduce air tickets for them or train tickets for them. Show them that we appreciate what they do and show their families that there is something right and honorable and truly remarkable about wearing a uniform and going into the bushes and the forest to fight enemies of this country that are hell-bent in bringing your life to an end. It's a very tough time, but we have to all put our hands together. Please support our troops and support our police officers.
Glad to have you back. Senate says it will strengthen its instrument of oversight on budget implementation so as to ensure increased revenue generation and put a stop to borrowing. President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, said this when he welcomed his colleagues back from the Christmas and New Year holidays. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko brings us details.
Senators returning to the chamber after the Christmas and New Year holidays. This was followed by a closed-door session. 1 hour later, the executive session ends and President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, welcomed his colleagues back to the chamber with emphasis on increased revenue generation and commitment to reconsider the Electoral Act Amendment Bill.
The Senate will develop a strategy of engagement with revenue-generating agencies on how to make them achieve their targets and generate more revenues in 2022. On the Electoral Act 2010, having consulted, the Senate will expeditiously look into the issue.
Senate passed the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology Act Repeal and Reenactment Bill, while the Chartered Risk Management Institute of Nigeria Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Tolulope Odebiyi, and the National Research and Innovation Council and Foundation Establishment Bill by Senator Frank Ibezim, passed second reading.
That this institution was established well over about 50 years ago in Zaria, and raising professionals in risk management.
The National Research and Innovation Fund proposed under this bill is in tandem with the recommendation of the STI policy of the federal government.
Motion by Senators Sani Musa and Sadiq Umar drew the attention of the Senate to the recent bandit attack in Shiroro communities of Niger State and urged the federal government to establish a military base in the area to prevent further occurrence.
To commend the President, Commander-in-Chief, for ordering air bombardment on their areas of operation and the need to extend such operations in the game reserve axis in Kayama local government area.
Because without a military base in that area, I don't know how security situation will improve.
But I think it should be more extensive. It's not about Niger State. It's about the state of the nation. It's about every state.
President Muhammadu Buhari has written to Senate seeking the confirmation of Namonso Ekanem and Mahmoud Magaji for appointment as members of the Federal Judicial Service Commission and Professor Mansour Bindawa as non-executive commissioner of the Nigerian Communications Commission. Senate paid tribute to the late Ernest Shonikan and called on the federal government to immortalize him. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is to reintroduce the Electoral Act Amendment Bill Wednesday to address concerns raised. In particular, the provision for direct primaries to nominate candidates to contest elective positions. The President had in December 2021 communicated to the National Assembly on his decision withholding assent to the bill, detailing the security, financial and legal implications of the provision. National Assembly correspondent Lamiali has the details.
The Electoral Act Amendment Bill formed the greater part of the address of House Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila to members at this first sitting after the Christmas and New Year break. He says with less than 13 months to the general election, the House will work quickly to give Nigerians a credible electoral law.
The process by which political parties nominate candidates for election is essential, perhaps even just as important as the general election itself. Including a direct primary mandate in the law would have forced political parties to properly register their members within the shortest possible time. This would have been the singular most significant reform of our political party system in a generation.
Another point of emphasis is the commitment of the lawmakers to amend the Constitution by addressing long-standing areas of disagreements. The House, he says, hopes to forward the first set of amendments to state assemblies before the end of February 2022. A vibrant debate ensued when Representative Unyimedem raised a motion urging authorities to curb activities of illegal crude oil refineries in the Niger Delta.
Mandates the House Committee on Police Affairs, Navy, Army, Defense and Interior to investigate the alleged involvement of security agencies in the illegal oil refining.
Get the NNPC, Department of Petroleum Resources, and then Ministry of Petroleum to give licensing for modular refineries, sir.
That jurisdiction is not within NNPC now, based on the PIA that we have passed. And based on the PIA that we have passed, there is no DPR. DPR is now defunct.
The existing licenses for modular refineries should be reviewed
to enable either cancellation or renewal or additional license.
The motion from Representative Dachung Bagos urging investigation into the kidnap of traditional rulers in Plateau State was adopted. Plenary featured the second reading of the bill sponsored by Representative Gaza Jonathan, seeking the establishment of Federal Capital Territory Compensation, Resettlements and Welfare Board.
With the primary aim of raising funds to resettle all original inhabitants occupying developed areas within the Federal Capital City.
The bill makes provision for other resettlement projects within the FCT. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And away from the National Assembly now, but still on electoral matters, the timetable and schedule of activities for the 2023 general elections will be released once the Electoral Act Amendment Bill is signed into law. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu gave the assurance during a meeting with chairmen of political parties ahead of the 2023 general elections in Abuja. Mie Ogidi reports.
Unexpected smile and handshake. New Year, new Inter-Party Advisory Council Chairman. January 18 political parties meeting because 2022 is politically loaded.
The 2023 general election is just 396 days away. All the critical preparations must be concluded this year.
FCT Council polls, Ekiti and Osun governorship elections on the lineup, but getting it right is a shared responsibility.
In the cases of Ekiti and Osun governorship elections, any primaries conducted outside the two states will not be monitored by the Commission, and their outcomes will not be accepted.
We are in this regard anticipating more superlative performance.
Planning early is good, but the uncertainties around the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2021 still a worry. However, hope is still alive.
The Commission is encouraged by the Senate President's assurance to give priority attention to the bill and the commitment by the President to assent to the bill as soon as the issue of mode of primaries by political parties is resolved. As soon as it is signed into law, the Commission will quickly release the timetable and schedule of activities for the 2023 general elections based on the new law.
While the timetable for the 2023 general election is at the mercy of the new electoral law, distribution of permanent voters' cards will be on soon because INEC is on the final stage of cleaning up the database. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, February 26, 2022 is the date for APC National Convention. This topped the agenda at the 19th regular meeting of the Governor Mai Malabuni-led APC Kedika and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee. Salihu Gwanara reports.
Search for a new National Working Committee for the APC after the resolution of the Adams Oshomole-led NWC is now on site. The announcement of February 26th as the date for the party's 5th National Convention, political analysts say, has put to rest speculations and will now boost campaign activities. National Secretary of the party's Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, John James Akpan Odoedehe, briefed the media at the end of the Caretaker Committee's meeting that was mandated to fix a date for the National Convention.
The date of convention, authoritatively, as mandated by the committee, is fixed on the 26th of February. And we also consider subcommittees for the convention. Details will be given shortly. The names, chairman and secretary and deputy secretary and other members of the committee will be announced shortly to you.
The Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee has been running the affairs of the party since June 2020 in Abuja. Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
In other news, First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, has called on Nigerian women to redouble their struggle and continue to show greater interest and commitment in governance and other decision-making processes for the betterment of the country. The First Lady, who stated this at the APC National Women Conference, also unveils APC Progressive Women Academy mobile app. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports.
The First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, who was given a warm welcome by the APC women from across the 36 states of the Federation, party stalwarts and other stakeholders, expressed happiness with the way Nigerian women are massively engaging in political gathering, especially on issues affecting women in the APC, describing it as a major turning point in the collective effort to establish APC as a unique party with utmost dedication to the empowerment of women in Nigeria.
This is the first time the National Women's Conference of the APC is being held to establish our commitment to strengthen the position of women in matters of national importance, especially in increasing the visibility of women, positioning women for future political offices, and encouraging them to inspire more towards the progress of our great party.
The First Lady also made a case for the need of more women participation in elective positions, especially within the APC as a political party, to ensure women are given strategic positions for the desired leadership and development. The First Lady also commended the resilience of the Vice President of Liberia, Joel Taylor, for her exemplary leadership within the continent of Africa.
As Nigeria heads towards another election, we must go beyond paying lip service to putting women in vital offices within our party and the government. We must put in place workable strategies to ensure that this actually happens. Today, this conference has forged a bold new pathway forward, and it opens our eyes to the available opportunities, enabling the APC to take a retrospective look at what has happened in the past, what is happening today, and what shall happen tomorrow.
The First Lady also unveiled APC Progressive Women Academy app with a mission to train 2 million women across Nigeria towards boosting their career, businesses, and political ambitions. In Abuja, Aliyu Kabir, NTA News.
Nigeria is committed to delivering an empirical audience measurement system that will accelerate investment in the broadcast and advertising industry. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed said this while inaugurating a 15-member audience measurement task force in Abuja. Anthony Forson reports.
The 15-member Audience Measurement Task Force has Tolu Ugunkoya as chairman and Joseph Mutta as secretary. Their terms of reference are to identify best practice audience measurement system that will accelerate growth in the creative and entertainment industry, supervise the establishment of a framework for supporting the sustainability, as well as recommend payment and disbursement framework among key stakeholders in the industry, that is, the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria (BON), Media Independent Practitioners Association of Nigeria (IMPAN), and ADVAN. Inaugurating the task force, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed, while pointing at scientific audience measurement as a missing link in the industry, said it has resulted in underdevelopment in the broadcasting and advertising sectors.
Despite having a population more than 3 times that of South Africa, Nigeria's television advertising market revenue in 2016 was just $309 million, compared to that of South Africa, which was US $1.3 billion. Nigeria's broadcast advertising market is also third in Africa, behind that of South Africa and Kenya. The immediate challenge before us, therefore, is to bring the underperforming Nigeria television and radio advertising market to what it should be.
To this end, with the federal government's determination to fully digitize broadcasting in the country, Scientific audience measurement is a must for players to be remunerated appropriately.
Without it, we will not see the growth in our television or the value creation in the creative industry that the economy and people of Nigeria so much need.
With the task of delivering audience measurement rests squarely on the shoulders of the members, Chairman of the task force, Tolu Ogunkoya, expressed gratitude to the minister for the confidence reposed in them, assuring that they will not let the minister down. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Now time to join Adiola in Lagos for more news. Adiola, it's over to you.
Mojisola Dada of a special offences court sitting in Lagos High Court has granted bail to a social media celebrity, Ismaila Mustafa, popularly known as Mofa, but will be remanded in custody until his bail conditions are met. Diana Ajale completes the story.
At the resumed hearing, counsel to the defendants applied for bail for the accused, since his offence is a bailable one. Prosecution counsel objected to the bail application. After much argument from both counsels, Justice Mojisola Dada granted the accused person bail in the sum of 200 million naira. She, however, remanded the defendant in custody pending when the bail conditions are met. The case was then adjourned to 28 and 29 of March 2022.
The whole essence of granting bail is to ensure he's present for his trial, and I assured the court that he will always be present because he never jumped bail while on trial at the Federal High Court. The court was magnanimous enough to admit him to bail. More importantly, because he has another trial he has to defend.
Monfan is facing 8-count charge of money laundering of more than 6 billion naira, which he committed in 2019. He has, however, pleaded not guilty to all the charges. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Now, proud of its dominance in the consumer goods sector, as well as the interest generated by its introductory share offer in the stock market, Nigeria's food processing firm, Buhari Foods PLC, has called on investors to key into opportunities that the listing of the company into the Nigerian exchange market promises. This was at the closing gong ceremony to mark the end of trading activities at the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Tuesday. Adeni Taiwo reports.
It was a short ceremony, but one with a lot of significance for the Nigerian exchange market, which received major liquidity boost with the listing of Buhari Foods PLC and its introductory share offer of 18 billion naira. Group Executive Director of Buhari Foods PLC, Kabir Rabiu, who sounded the gong to close remote trading for the day, noted that the listing of the food processing firm is a milestone for the organization in its drive to dominate the consumer goods sector beyond the shores of the country.
An opportunity to deepen the market, an opportunity, to share the benefit of what Buhari is bringing to the table. It's only a foods business that has, profit in excess of, 80 billion and growing. So, for example, this year, we are going to double our flour and pasta milling capacities. We are commissioning our Lafayette sugar plantation next year. And we are also starting our rice. We are reactivating our rice facilities, which is the largest in the country today.
Already at 14 naira per unit, the 18 billion naira introductory share offer by Buhari Foods PLC, which was listed as a quoted company on January 5, 2022, has hit over 1 trillion naira mark. This major boost in market capitalization is a cheering news to the NGX market.
The margins, some of the best margins that you would find on our exchange. And we also do feel that this also helps us to drive the narrative and the work that the government of Nigeria is trying to achieve. Everything around food sustainability, food sufficiency. Any opportunity that we have to use the capital markets to drive that agenda, then we would welcome that all day long.
As the most capitalized consumer goods company, Buhari Foods PLC, with dominant share in the processing of rice, sugar, pasta, edible oils and flour, has now joined the exclusive list of stocks worth over 1 trillion SWOT on the Nigerian exchange market. In Lagos, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
Now we'll take another break. The news will continue with the Yere in Abuja.
King David University of Medical Sciences, Uburu, Ebonyi State, is an ultra-modern 21st century state-of-the-art international medical university.
Core values of the university include excellence, godliness, innovation, accountability, learning and sustainability.
Courses offered include medicine and surgery, pharmacy, nursing science, medical laboratory science, biomedical engineering, radiography, optometry, public health and human nutrition, and dietetics.
The university has highly qualified academic staff who are committed to academic excellence, state-of-the-art facilities, an ultra-modern teaching hospital, and lots more.
Hurry now to apply by visiting the university website at www.kdums.edu.ng.
King David University of Medical Sciences.
The general public is hereby notified that the National Judicial Council will be conducting an online pension verification exercise for retired federal judicial officers and staff of the federal judiciary as defined via the njcpensionverify.ng to update its records. Dates: Monday 17th January 2022 to Friday 25th February 2022. The affected judicial officers and judiciary staffs are as follows: all retired federal judicial officers, VID federal judicial officers, Administration of Pension Act 2007, all retired state judicial officers with the federal government, share of pension domiciled with the National Judicial Council, all retired judicial staff that worked in the federal government of the First Republic, the regional government, and the states created in 1967 and worked till March 31st, 1976, and continued with states created thereafter, whose pension administration and payment has been transferred from the office of the head of the civil service of the Federation to the National Judicial Council in 2007. Note: retired staff of the judiciary whose names are not currently on the pension payroll of the National Judicial Council are not included in this exercise. All inquiries should be directed to the Office of the Director, Pensions. Signed, Management.
Our new toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Why are we changing our toothpaste?
Because with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, I can be sure your teeth are cavity-free.
When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavity. Colgate is the world's most chosen toothpaste.
Colgate locks calcium in,
keeps cavities out.
GoTV, they give your TV new ginger. Them go step up your enjoyment with correct awoof. Upgrade to GoTV Ginger to enjoy GoTV Jolly. If you did GoTV Ginger, upgrade them to GoTV Jolly and we go flex you on top GoTV Max. You already did GoTV Jolly? Upgrade them to GoTV Max and we go summer you the tier rubber GoTV Super Package. Oh wait, for better sports, international entertainment and local shows. Step up Nana. GoTV. Love it.
Glad to have you back. As the federal government, through the Ministry of Aviation, is doing all it takes to repair the Gembu airstrip on the Mambila Plateau, Taraba State, the Mambila Air is set to recommence operations in the axis using helicopters pending fixing of the airstrip. Adamu Haruna Adams reports that a team of experts from the Aviation Ministry inspected the airstrip.
The Mambila Plateau, situated in Sardauna local government area of Taraba State, is about 1,700 meters above sea level, with a total landmass of 3,765.2 square kilometers. The area is the highest elevation in West Africa. The Mambila Plateau is endowed with lots of potentials, ranging from tourism, grazing field, hydropower generation, to agriculture, among others. However, accessing the area has not been easy due to poor condition of a single road which meanders through arts and valleys. Reconstruction of the Gembu airstrip by the federal government will significantly reduce transportation challenges. The airstrip has been in a state of disrepair and abandonment in the last 10 years. However, with the coming of a team of experts from the Federal Ministry of Aviation, led by Abba Shuaib Babagana, to inspect and assess the airstrip for reconstruction, stakeholders like the Mambila Air expressed joy and hope of recommencing operations.
And as you can see, traveling from Jalingo to Gembu is 8 hours or more if you have a bad car.
Many people would like to come here very fast and go very fast.
We want to come back to the Gembu airspace because of the Mambila Hydro Dam.
Mambila Air is an airline based in Yola, Adamawa State. It operated in the 80s, 90s and stopped operation along the way due to certain challenges. The ministerial team comprises experts from the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, and the Nigerian Meteorological Agency. Adamu Haruna Adams, NTA News.
Now time to have business news with Benny Adams. Benny.
Thank you, Ire, and welcome to business. We start by telling you that panelists at ongoing World Economic Forum in Davos have advocated increased investment in telecom and broadband network deployment in Africa to bridge the gap in access to internet. Speaking at the panel discussion on technology cooperation in the fourth industrial revolution, panelists agree that the industry alone cannot reach the last mile and huge investment will be required in infrastructure to reach that goal, in addition to ensuring data is safe enough for the user to trust.
We're going to set up by 2030. There is no other way but for us to serve the society, but in a very strong digital infrastructure that needs to be provided across the entire globe.
We know we have a shared objective as African countries, starting with even African countries, and really understanding how do we work together to make sure what is happening is something that is good for Africa, but is also good for our development.
And looking at the energy market, oil hits 7th-year high as Houthi attack on UAE rattles regional tensions. Brent crude futures rose 0.9% to $87.24 per barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate futures jumped 1.6% to $85.16 per barrel. Both oil contracts notched their highest level since October 2014. Earlier in the day, after a subdued trading day on Monday, as U.S. markets were closed for a public holiday. And on the capital market, investors gained 138.05 billion naira as all share index inches up by 0.58%. It raises previous day losses as equities market closed at 44,655.89 basis points. 235.2 million shares valued at 1.9 billion naira were traded in 4,151 deals. Equity capitalization appreciated to 24.059 trillion naira. Market breadth closed positive as Sky Aviation led 25 gainers as against 11 losers, topped by NEM at the end of today's session. On the activity chart, Transcorp topped in terms of volume with 38.1 million shares and was followed by Guarantee at 18.7 million and Jais Bank at 14.9 million. Guarantee and FBNH topped market value list. That is business. Network news continues after this break. Don't go away.
Anti-corruption stride in Nigeria. What are the success stories and challenges? Find out on the NTA Tuesday Live this week with those who should know. Tuesday Live, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative. Join us.
The Nigerian aviation sector is rapidly growing with the construction of new international airport terminals in several regions of the country. The new Murtala Mohammed International Airport has an estimated passenger increase of 30 million annually and 15 million for Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Malam Aminu Kano International Airport is also expected to open new frontiers for the region with more travel capacity for the annual Hajj, while the new Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, avails more business opportunities connecting the industrial cities in the region to the world. These new terminals beat world-class standards with enabling infrastructure that aid air travel, tourism, and the eventual growth of the country's GDP.
Open up commerce and, of course, link us to international societies.
People from international community will come here to do business, and then that will bring in more
revenue to the state.
Now, distances can be seamlessly covered as Nigeria keeps raising its bar to suit global infrastructure standards.
Me and you, let's go to Ghana. Hey! Go and jump. This is Ghana. You've come here to seek for greener pastures. Make it your worthwhile.
Any guinea fowl is Guinea. Guinea fowl has nothing to do with Guinea. It's just the name of the fowl. So Ghana jollof, what is it? Is it Nigerian beans?
What?
Have we made before?
No.
Jasper! Help me!
Let's have a bit of sports now. The Teranga Lions of Senegal failed to roar in their final B encounter as the Flames of Malawi almost proved too hot to handle. And Guinea, despite loss, get ticket into the next round of the Africa Cup of Nations ahead of hard-fighting Zimbabwe. Let's join Daniel Aderiye for more on AFCON Shorts.